even, no, actually, yeah, I think 1 or 2 vultures may have actually survived there. We got a couple more gateways coming up as well for free. He's going to need to macro up as hardcore as possible. If he had a Citadel of a Dune down, there it is. There's a Citadel of a Dune. He's going to need that. He's going to need Zealot speed, and if possible, if he somehow has the time, DTs will be very, very helpful against this push. There's only going to be 2 scanners, and they're only coming up just now, so they're going to be pretty late. There aren't going to be a ton of scans available, so with good micro, DTs can pop in there, force a scan, run away, and if you're lucky, you can actually keep your DT alive and have it go in there again and waste another scan before it dies. So that is kind of a cool play with DTs against this kind of a 5-factory build. I don't know if he's going to have time here. We do have Firebat Hero pushing out now with a bunch of tanks and vultures in support, and we do have a transfer going on for free, and will free be able to get enough forces out in the field? We have a lot of Dragoons here picking out the vultures. They got to be microed well against these mines, and we got another group of Dragoons actually coming from the south, so these vultures are actually going to be forced to come back and defend, not going to be able to throw enough more mines at that top group of Dragoons. So free splitting his forces up here. Very smart move by him. Firebat Hero has to choose whether to go for the 3rd base or the natural expansion, and whichever way he goes, he will get flanked by the Dragoons of Free. So this is a tactical brilliance here by Free, really. Very, very smart play here, and it's going to force Firebat Hero to delay and get more forces. He needs more forces before he can really just push out there and not worry about it, and that's going to give Free time enough to build up more, to maybe get DTs, maybe even get close to Arbiters before all is said and done. So really good play by him. Actually, it looks like Free maybe has missed some pylons there. We see 3 pylons coming up at once. I wonder if he missed one there, so he could be actually delayed here on production, but hopefully not. Hopefully a pro gamer of his stature has not made that kind of an error. Firebat here looking to set up a nice solid contain, and from this position, from the middle of the map, he can tank inside of Free's base, but Free positioning his building smartly. There really isn't much there for Firebat here to kill. I think he might be able to kill a pylon, yeah, and that's about it, and he's not going to get into the rally points, not going to get into the gateways of Free at all, and Free doesn't have speed quite yet, but he has macroed up quite a large force here. It looks like he's setting up for a flank here. A lot of forces moving towards the south of the map, going to clear away these mines. And Firebat here, this 5-factory push really needs to push out and do damage quickly. This is taking too long. This is absolutely taking too long, and Free is macroing up too large of a force right now, and this is going to be tough for Firebat here to defend. Speed has just finished. Here come the Zealots, getting right into the tanks, dragging mines into tanks, and there it goes, the tank goes down, and this entire push has been slaughtered, has been squashed, eliminated, manhandled. Pick your verbiage here, and Firebat Hero has this push. Most of this push has been nullified. He lost something like 5 or 6 tanks there. All he's really got left are vultures, and a new batch of Zealots for Free will allow him to finish this off. And Firebat Hero is not looking in good position right now. Looks like he's got 3 tanks left, and a bunch of vultures, but that is not pretty at all for him. Here comes the Zealot swarming right into that tank, and that's enough here to get his Dragoons in position. Going to pick off that tank. Only 2 tanks left now. A lot of Dragoons, but that's not going to be enough. We've got more Zealots being spawned everywhere for Free. Free is going to take, I feel like Free is going to take this game. This game is not over quite yet, but Free is definitely looking in good position here, fending off the 5-factory push. Maybe not all is, maybe I could be wrong here. Not as all in here from Firebat Hero as I previously thought. He is throwing up a 3rd base. He did not really do this against, I believe, Best he did this against, going for the 5-factory push, 4 or 5-factory push on Roadrunner. And he did not even bother to throw up a 3rd base, so that was a very all-in build from him. This time he's doing a little less all-in, so maybe he will be able to survive here, even if this push fails. If he can get that 3rd base up and running. I did not expect him to do that because he didn't do that in his previous game. He did not choose to throw up a 3rd base at this time. He really delayed throwing up that 3rd base forever. So the push really was all in. But this time he's throwing up that 3rd base, and that is a big difference from this game from, say, the game, I believe that was versus Best. That could have been the Beast game, but I believe it was versus Best. Where he got a win with that kind of all-in push. But this is going to be a little bit more interesting because he has that base up, because he's not quite as committed, and he's kept at least a couple tanks alive, going to be able to survive here, getting that base up and running. And an observer actually does see all of this. Free does have his forces moving across the bottom of the map, maybe going to try and put some pressure, going to force Firebat Hero to extend his defenses into a longer range, and does Firebat Hero have enough forces to really do that? That's a good move by Free. Free is just playing this very smartly, I feel. by forcing Firebat Hero to defend long areas. And here come a ton of Zealots coming in here, engaging the Vultures. Need to get in among the tanks. Some mines being dragged into tanks. Some very nice play here, getting right in there. And Dragoons, not a lot of Dragoons left. Unfortunately, the Zealots kind of came in the second wave, so a lot of Dragoons died to tanks before the Zealots got into the tank line. So unfortunately for Free, maybe a little bit of miss micro there. The Zealots really needed to get in there a little bit earlier. The Dragoons took too much tank fire, so even though the Zealots got into the lines, the defensive lines of Firebat Hero, there weren't enough Dragoons to do damage. Dragoons really are needed to do the big damage to the tank push. Zealots are more of just meat shields, and unfortunately he wasn't able to micro that properly, and Firebat Hero gets a little bit of a victory there in that engagement. It looks like Firebat Hero might actually be setting up for a 4th base. This is crazy from Firebat Hero. This is not normal Firebat Hero play. Firebat Hero play recently, his last several games, has been all in, and he's just going for a big macro game all of a sudden, transitioning from 5 factory push right into a macro style. Very, very odd. I don't think Free was expecting this. We don't even see Arbiters or Templar out, so I don't think Free was expecting this. I think Free was expecting this to be an all-in push, so he's just been building up Zealots and Dragoons, hasn't been thinking about teching, thinking that he would just need as many forces on the ground as livingly possible. And Firebat Hero playing a nice little mental game here by transitioning into that 3rd base and possibly a 4th pretty soon. That is very, very smart by him. Taking advantage of what his own metagame had created, taking advantage of what Free's reaction would be. And Free has delayed his tech, doesn't have any Arbiters out. Really, really surprised to see that. And that plays right into Firebat Hero's hands, so some sweet play there by Firebat Hero. We do have a 4th base coming up for Free, which is going to be absolutely necessary. Really needs to catch up economically. Firebat Hero is in pretty solid shape. He doesn't have as many forces on the field as maybe you'd like to see Firebat Hero, but I think he's got enough. He's defending a very long line. That is the one problem that he has. He's defending a very long line, and if Free can take advantage of that kind of lengthy defense works and come in at good angles, that could end up being important for him. We do see a forge coming up for Free, and a lot of factories coming up for Firebat Hero. I believe that's going to give him 8 or 9 factories at this point, so he's going to have a lot of production capacity. He's got 3 bases up and running. A 4th base is being built there at the 2 o'clock, 1 o'clock position, whatever you want to call it. Well, we'll call it the 2. We'll call it the 1. Call the next base down the 2, and then we'll call the other one the natural and the main. So, just for future reference, just to make it a little easier on what to call the bases. Free doing a good job of just clearing away mines, keeping Firebat Hero really to his kind of, if you think of the map as kind of a pie due to the central section, keeping Firebat Hero to his 3rd of the map. He's allowed Firebat Hero to get his 3rd, get his 4 bases, but where does Firebat Hero go from here? Free can really expand across the map relatively easily. Firebat Hero can send Vultures across the map